You're listening to Analog Assault, a video game podcast by Mulehorn Gaming.
Welcome to the Analog Assault Podcast, your destination for video game talk, movies, and large explosions. I'm Wade, also known as Mulehorn117, and we're on episode 24. And with me tonight are my two bros, Alex, a.k.a. Serpent8,
Hey.
and my bro, Dirty Bombs, also known as Kurt.
Hi.
And we also have a special guest, Remy, who you might know through Ninja Pancake. He's the OG of the Ninja Pancake here with My Morning Coffee and Bombshell Jackets. How's it going, bro?
It's going well. I forgot that you guys were live, even though I listened to the show. I must really tune out that live on Mixer part every week. So right now it's a little weird seeing myself on more than one screen. And also it's a mirror image, which is like that Steve Martin bit where he's like, this is my beautiful side. This is my okay side. And it's like, crap, it's that side.
Right.
You try to go fix your hair and it's the wrong side.
I know. It's like, do I look more bald on this angle? What's going on?
Yeah.
Could be worse. You could be as bald as Wade.
I know, man. Look, you can see the shine on my head. It looks good,
But at
right?
least it's the same amount of bald from every angle.
Oh, man. That's true.
Yeah, pretty much. See? I don't have to worry about it, man. I don't have to worry about it. Well, bro, thanks for joining us tonight. And as some of you guys know, we're going to be talking all about The Division tonight. But before we do that, I just want to ask you guys, what have you been playing lately and how's your week's been?
Not a bunch, honestly.
Not a bunch.
Not a bunch. I've been trying to squeeze in the latest DLC for Origins, but I've been busy.
Oh yeah, thanks for downloading that on my Xbox, by the way.
Oh, hey, yeah, no problem, I guess.
Yeah.
Thanks for downloading RoboCraft Infinity onto mine, I guess.
Yeah. You got all the games with gold now, so.
That's great. I'm super happy about that, even though I'm probably not going to play them.
Yeah, no. I played one. I
Yeah.
can tell you about it. Super Hot. Have you guys seen stuff for that? It's not new anymore, but it's an FPS, very low poly graphics, and time only progresses when you move. So you can move really slowly, and it's kind of like being in the Matrix the whole time. But eventually they start putting you in terrible situations where it's like you and three dudes in an elevator, and it only gets worse from there. And I know it's not how it sounds, but it's a little how it sounds.
So it's a Van Halen song?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That sounds interesting.
And the whole thing is under this, I guess you're simulating a guy beta testing a game, and it's like an old DOS style looking login. It's totally retro. It's interesting. But besides that, I did install The Division.
Oh,
Made a
dang.
new character.
Attaboy.
And I got my ass whipped up and down the block at level 9 today in a hard mission, and just laughed and laughed, dude. But I've been having fun with it.
That's good. As
Except
well
for
you
part
should.
Where I tried to run away, and I got stuck on a patio set that I knew I was just going to plow right through and spill over, but no, it was bolted to the ground, and I got burned to death. Them's the breaks.
Sounds like fun.
Well, I was laughing at least. My wife was like, "What's going on?" I was like, "I'm dying left and right." She goes, "It doesn't sound like you're dying, but you're having fun."
Blowing stuff up, that's always fun.
Yeah, getting blown up.
There's a lot of explosions in that game.
It's true.
That's why I like it now.
Yeah, and I went towards the back of the base, and I think the last time I played, there was only one or two things down that little staircase, right? But now it's like this whole other in-game world of stuff that I don't have access to. Well, I have a few level 30 characters, but I wanted to start a new character and get kind of attuned to the game again.
Yeah, get the feels back.
Yeah, it's always the best way for me to do that. And I might switch characters later on, but yeah, okay, looking good. There's people playing it. Okay.
There's queue times. That's how you know it's been kind of a weird change. When 1.4 dropped, there's really big queue times, and I'm like, what is going on? There's queue times.
Wow.
I don't understand this. And then
Yeah. Wow.
every subsequent patch after that was just like, queue time, you're 350 in line. I'm like, damn it. I had things
Wow.
to do.
So they really were collecting players throughout updating and fixing the game over time. People did come back.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because our podcast fluctuates like via whatever patch or news comes out. So you can definitely see a graph of like
Yeah.
when the big releases came out for the game. It's like, oh, wow, that's weird. Like the episode with Tunes has like 15,000 downloads. Interesting. Tunes is like, what?
Yeah. Yeah. So what were you saying, Dirty? What have you been playing? Just Assassin's Creed?
Mostly. It's because it's been busy with other stuff lately. So I haven't had a whole lot of game time. But, yeah. That game. Oh, my sweet Jesus. I forgot what it's like to be underleveled in that game and how much of a difference it makes.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I'm like, I find this, like, first fort, it's not terribly hard. It's like in the middle of the scale of cakewalk to you gotta watch your ass. And there's guys in there like 49, 50. I'm like, I'm 45. I'll come back to this later. I'm not getting away from this alive.
Yeah.
Oh, God. And I wanted to just sneak up and stab so many friggin' people. And it's like, oh, that doesn't one-shot kill you anymore. Well, shit.
I need to get back into that, man.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't picked up Assassin's Creed in a while. So. What about you, Remy? Do you play video games or do you just drink coffee and talk about video games?
I usually get that quite a bit. No, I actually do play video games. I'm not some sort of shill for like, Tri-Ace or something like that. God, Tri-Ace was good. But yeah, no, pardon me, I'm coming off of a cold, so it's a little weird for me still. But yeah, no, I play a lot of Diablo 3. Lately I got back into Warframe, which is pretty interesting as a whole. So that's been kind of neat. And outside that, I play The Division as much as I can. I did do a run through on Destiny 2 on PC, so I know how it ends. Question mark.
Are you going to bring back Warlock School just so you can talk about it?
No, because too many people hated that show.
I loved it.
It's like, wow, you guys have opinions about Bungie games? You dicks.
So you need a disguise and just call it Titan School instead.
Actually, it's funny because my playthrough was on a Titan originally on PS4, and then like at level 15, I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty done with this. And then I got a free code with a 1080 Ti, and I'm like, yeah, all right, I'll use that. And I played a Warlock, so that was actually pretty satisfying.
Yeah, yeah.
Lock of life, baby. Screw them
That's what I
Titans.
say, man. Those hunters.
We did join the Switch. What do you guys consider yourself? A consortium? A Nintendo Switch consortium? But Tinks has been playing Breath of the Wild like nonstop since she got it. So.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome, man. I am still not in the brotherhood of the Switch yet.
Not yet.
I like
Still have-
Consortium.
Consortium's way better.
Yeah.
Yeah, still have plans to get one with D3 coming to it, but won't be for a while.
See, that's right on the nose. Like, that's why I'm glad I have one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead get one of those Switches. Yeah, that's fine.
I'm going to. My wife loves Mario Kart, so she keeps talking about it.
yeah.
I'm like, we gotta get a Switch then,
Dude, Smash Brothers.
Oh yeah, I know. I told her that, and she goes, "What?
What?
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 That was like her all-time favorite game growing up. Her and her two older brothers, all they would do is play Smash Bros. So
Oh, it's great, and they've got like everything, even not like Sonic.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, and speaking of, did y'all see that news about how Sega is bringing a bunch of games to PS4 and Xbox?
Yeah, 50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty freaking cool, man. Like,
Well, They
I'll
do it
probably-
once, like for every generation, right? They release some kind of compilation of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'll definitely buy Sonic. I mean, that's an old school game right there. That I
Yeah.
loved.
Just do me a solid and just go buy Sonic Mania.
Yeah, I've heard that's good.
It is extremely good if you like the original Sonic 2, 3. Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Well, myself, I've been playing lots of itch games. I've been playing some there's a partnered mixer streamer. I've been jumping in to play some of his BG Rivals, which is a big PUBG tournament for a bunch of people to just jump in and play. And I've been doing some of that. I've been playing a crap load of Overwatch. I've actually kind of touched a little bit of Fortnite. Like I don't like the building too much, but I'm getting better at it, so it's making the game a little bit more fun for me. And the other day I saw that news about the Twitch streamer Ninja, and he streamed with Drake and had like 600,000 people watching him play that game.
Well, we should all be so lucky to have a famous friend to sit with us.
Right?
Dude, it was insane. Like, someone was telling me that his donations just in that time was over 300K.
Good fucking God.
I was like, what?
To me, I'm like, you're friends with Drake. You don't need shit.
Yeah, I don't know
Right.
how they hooked up, but anyways, I thought it was kind of cool.
Wow.
But that's really all I've been doing, man. Just a lot of Overwatch, a little bit. I actually jumped in and played some Destiny. I did play some Destiny.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
man, sometimes I get that itch just to play a little bit of Crucible. And
Not in Laggy Banana, which is what I saw you playing. I'm like, first I'm like, Mulehorn's playing Destiny. Oh, Mulehorn's playing Laggy Banana. Oh, have fun with that rage fest.
there was some instances like that. But,
I bet there was.
but it was, I mean, it was fun because I played with like Nate Johns and Scarecrow and Underdog. So it was fun since I was with bros. And, you know, every once in a while you need a little pew-pew. So, you know, but
I uninstalled Destiny 2.
listen to that salt, man.
I don't think I will until I'm utterly disappointed with the next DLC that comes out.
Yeah.
After that, then I'll
I'm
uninstall
gonna
it.
reinstall it when the next expansion.
I got like 67% left on my hard drive. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
It's so weird because we live in this post world where it used to be not cool to make fun of Destiny, and now it's like kind of a fad.
Does that make me a hipster?
I don't know, man.
I hated
know
Destiny before.
you and I have been doing it for a very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had death threats in my email once,
Oh,
which was
my
kind of
God.
fun. I was like,
That's a little
really?
extreme.
Oh, my gosh,
For
man.
pointing out the flaws in the video game. Sorry, I guess I'll never do that again.
You know,
Said
we
that we
should
needed
come
a-
around eventually.
Yeah. I think a lot of people were just burned out on me talking about like Crota's sword falling through geodata. It's like, how do you not check geodata?
Well, it's a hard thing because when you love something, you end up really, really dissecting the flaws in it because you want it to be a better thing, and when it never does. But now, ironically, we're looking at Destiny 1 and going, well, their first album was better.
It's
Right.
true.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
are Destiny hipsters.
I know, right? Yeah. Well, guys, we're gonna chat a lot about the Division 2 tonight. That's why we got our man here, Remy. He knows all about it. So,
All's a stretch, Wade. All's a stretch.
well, you're the expert. when
You
it
made
comes to
promises.
us. So you promised me no. But if you guys didn't know, we're live every Thursday night on mixer.com/Mulehorn Gaming at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Tonight, we're just doing it on Sunday. Had
Sometimes
some-
Sundays.
Yeah, sometimes on Sundays and other days on Thursdays, but sometimes
Sunday
Sundays.
fun day.
Yeah. And while you guys are at it, also don't forget to check out our friends and teammates at theshedteam.com. Cool dudes over there. So guys, the Division 2. So before we jump into that, I want to chat a little bit with you here, Remy, about the year 3 plans. So can you kind of explain, I mean, they went over saying there's new legendary missions, new global events. There's a drop for a patch for the drops, Xbox X, One X update. Now there's this other thing called shields. So being the noob that I am and not being in it as much as I used to be, and now coming back to the Division, can you tell me what this is all about?
See, that's kind of a loaded question. It's stuff that's going to carry into the next game. They haven't really specified what it is, but we're supposed to be finding out very shortly.
Oh, so what do you think it will be?
Patches, probably.
Patches, yeah.
I have a feeling it's going to be like emblems or shaders from, the transition from 1 to 2 or whatever for Destiny. But yeah, mostly my thought was I think it's just going to be bragging rights from the previous game. Like there will be items in there to be like, yo, you did all this in Division. Congrats, welcome to Division 2. And then like Fei Lao's leg is healed and she doesn't have an eye patch on, and it's great. But yeah, I'm not really 100% sure. It's kind of tough because my girlfriend's in their ETF,
Yeah.
their elite task force, so she has a lot of insider information that she doesn't tell me about. So I get very frustrated, and
Mhm.
sometimes I go for about a month on a topic and realize that I've been wrong the whole time. So that's fun.
She's keeping a lid on it. That's impressive.
Yeah, it really sucks, man.
So you're like, hey, just one time, tell me.
Just one time, tell me the secret. Like, am I wrong or am I right?
Yeah.
Do you really want to know? Actually, no, I don't. Don't tell me.
1 week for I'm right, 2 weeks for I'm wrong.
No, we've tried that game before, and she does not budge. She is an immovable object, and it's incredible.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. So I just want to ask a quick question on y'all's thoughts on this, and we'll just keep moving through some things I want to talk about with you guys. But so they're using the same engine. Massive said that they're once again going to use Snowdrop.
Snowdrop.
So what are y'all's thoughts for the second iteration here? Do you think it's a good move? I mean, I never had problems with the engine. It seemed very smooth to me.
Yeah. I mean, it always looked good. I mean, it wasn't a bad looking game. I mean, granted, there was a couple things where it didn't render out quick enough, like
Sure.
the firewall safe house. That their Ubisoft banner would constantly just like blob out and not render fast enough. But it's like I don't think necessarily that's the engine's fault, and that's really nitpicky at that point, realistically. So with a sequel at this point, I mean, I don't care as long as the game looks good, plays good,
Yeah.
do what you want.
Circuit.
Repeat the question because I was following too closely with Kurt. Where are we diving specifically here?
So the engine, Snowdrop. Are you
just
glad
do we
they're staying with
experience
it?
issues with it? No, not so much. I think that in a world of open world games, Division is actually fairly dense and filled with stuff, and it's not all super quality story stuff, but there's a lot, and there's a lot of stuff to do, and there's gonna be issues. So yeah, and a lot of it is Assassin's Creed-esque. Oh God, why won't this guy do what I want him to do right now? Like, and I told you guys I got stuck on a patio set earlier. That was legitimate. I got stuck on, you know, grandma's chair and burned to death in front of some guys with flamethrowers. And that may be more my fault, but it's also like, why won't this thing move?
Yeah.
You know? But glitches, no. Drawing distance issues like I expected out of most games, and I have an Xbox One, and it's not cranking the most out of that game like a PC would necessarily. So
I'll send you
Yeah.
screenshots of what it really looks like.
PC Master Race.
yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
They haven't begun to tap the potential of the Snowdrop engine. Like even I don't know like how much it can possibly do or render or what the limitations are. They don't tell us, but from what I've heard, the Snowdrop engine wasn't utilized as well as it could have been in the Division. So that's an interesting premise in its own. It's
Yeah.
what can this thing actually crank out, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it didn't even look bad to me on Xbox. So I'm wondering, I mean, how just especially with the craze being 4K and blah blah blah, it makes me really wonder, like, you know, how optimized can they make this game for, you know, because you got 3 different Xboxes,
hmm
you got I don't know how many PlayStations, you got PC. Like, what can I mean? I'm not a techie, so you tell me, Remy. I don't know. I mean, what do you suspect?
I actually don't even know what to suspect. That's kind of the worst part. Like, I mean, like I wish I could tell you the ins and outs. Massive actually did they do a podcast on the Division Game podcast. I think it is on iTunes or whatever, where they actually had some of the people that programmed the Snowdrop engine on. It was very interesting to hear their conversation. This was going back a number of months, but yeah, from what they're telling me, that from what I've heard and what I could figure out, like that engine is crazy.
Yeah.
That's kind of the best way to put it.
Well, that's
Well,
good.
there's a
then.
reason they're throwing. I mean, it's EA, such a huge or I'm sorry, Ubisoft, such a huge company, and they're going to be using this for presumably a lot of other projects, right?
Avatar.
So not cheap stuff we're dealing with. And it also kind of makes me wonder presentations that they've done in the past. Is this one of the things where we tend to notice the game gets downgraded from a presentation to than when someone plays it on a console. Obviously, you're gonna have some of those issues, but I feel like I've heard PC players say the same thing. Do you maybe notice a little bit of that, or I'm not
Do
saying
I
it's purposeful deception.
what the difference between console and PC?
No, when you see a preview of a game at like E3 or some
Oh,
presentation, you know what I mean? And then later, even on a nice PC, maybe there's differences, and I know that things change between then and release. But should we look at it as a deception, or
no, I don't
with a
think you
grain of
should
salt?
from Massive. Now Ubisoft's done some. What's the best way to
Yes.
not quote the replicants and sound like an ass? They've done questionable things in the past. That's good.
Okay.
But yeah, Massive's a pretty trustworthy developer within their company. So I have a lot of faith in them and the other team that's doing Skull and Bones right now, which is I believe Ubisoft Singapore. But
Okay.
yeah, no, Massive's completely transparent in a lot of their things. Like I mean, the first day that the Division first came out, I mean, Hamish Bode was eating chocolate chip cookies, vegan chocolate chip cookies on a stream, waiting for the game to come up. So, I mean,
Hmm.
they're very self-aware. It's not like it's not an Oz the great and powerful thing that you see from a lot of other developers nowadays.
Right.
Once you have a perfect social media presence, there's a certain things that you can get away with and
Yeah.
things that you can't. So I've always appreciated Massive for what they do.
I
Yeah.
think they've always been great with their CM, their reach with people,
Yep.
but that doesn't mean the same people are on the marketing team who might make other decisions regarding that kind of stuff. But yeah, I do think overall Massive gives a good impression. I think the issues were with the game, not the people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I gotta, just moving on to this next topic here. That and I'm completely wrong in what I speculated with what would happen with if we had got another Division 2, which is a hot topic right now, and it's the whole idea of games as a service or just completely do, Division 2. So, I mean, they said this on their live stream. They said it wasn't an easy decision, but there were so many stories and so many experiences that they wanted to explore within the world of the Division. They felt a sequel was the best way to explore these things. So I just want to get all of y'all's thoughts. What do you think? I mean, because I thought it would have been great to have it as a games as a service because all these updates they have been doing have been fantastic. Like it actually got me back into the game. Because I mean, as you know, Remy, I was originally burned with the Dark Zone, and I was just like, I'm done. I came back, I don't know, a few months ago, and I've just been like, oh my gosh, I'm so overwhelmed. There's so much stuff. There's so much loot. There's so much stuff I can blow up. This is fun. So,
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I mean, you and I had a lot of private messages back and forth about like, you should really come back. Now's a good time. You're like, no, I don't really want to deal with that kind of salt. And I was like, you're making a mistake.
yeah.
But it's weird. Like if I'm behind a game, like it means something's going on with it, and I've kind of figured it out. It's probably the same damn reason why I've been playing Diablo 3 for so long too. But
Such a good game.
it really is. But yeah, no, I really, really super enjoy everything that they've done with it. Like, I mean, 1.6 was kind of lackluster. 1.7 was, they added some stuff in there that I kind of thought was okay, and then 1.8 is pretty good. So this is definitely the time to get back in the Division if you're going to get back into the Division, especially awaiting a sequel.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so much loot that dropped when I went back in. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm getting this, and I'm getting this, and I'm getting this. Now I need a spreadsheet.
Yes, you do.
There's
Oh,
so much
geez.
stuff. I was just like, oh my gosh, how do I do this and optimize it? Like, the min maxing and everything. So, but what do you think? I mean, do you think it was a good idea just to cut and say, okay, we're going to do Division 2, or would you have rather seen it as a game as a service?
Gosh, I'm really glad that you asked me that question. I actually thought it was going to be like a full another couple of years before they even went to Division 2. I thought they were going to I thought this next update that they were working on was going to be a Reaper of Souls sort of patch to like breathe new life back into the game, and I'm not sure if I was pleasantly wrong. But it was interesting to see them calling out a sequel already, and it's great because they know what they have to do, and they're very like open about what they need to do. But I probably would have rather maybe a couple more years before they dropped it. Like especially with all the games as a service stuff that Rainbow Six Siege has been going through. Like I mean that game completely turned around, and with For Honor, I think they're
Yeah.
getting private servers soon or
Yeah.
have them now. So like
Yeah.
I mean that game even's kind of getting an overwork, which is great. Like I mean they understand their issues, and ever since Assassin's Creed dropped their like yearly cycle, everything somehow got better. I don't
Right.
understand. Is Ubisoft really Abstergo?
They are French.
If I hear the same Def Leppard song on 2 different radio stations, does that mean the Matrix is changing something?
Yeah. I mean, what do you think, Dirty and Circuit? What would you have rather seen?
I'm totally okay with the sequel, honestly, because I think it's the better way to go for a new information dump, if you will, because you can only add so much into a patch or an update or whatever
Yeah.
it might be. So if they can do it properly, which I really had no issue with the lore or the story or the campaign or anything of that nature in Division 1. So if they just keep that up or do even better in the Division 2, then I really think a sequel will be the better way to go, because that's where you can just like, boom, here it is, have fun with it. We'll see you in the Division 3 if they do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think when I hear game as a service, I often go, and maybe it's where my age is and what I grew up with playing as MMOs, stand as one of the bigger shining examples of that. And instead, we see with Destiny, they released a new game. Yes, this is a sequel, but man, it's all different. With the Division, is it going to be in the same vein of that? Are we going to be able to go back to New York in the Division 2? Will all of the stuff from Game 1 be accessible, or the areas at all? Because if not, then it is really just like moving on in a sequential, serial way, and not so much you keep that game going as a service for a few years, but, and that's okay, I think, for the Division to do that as long as they continue the story. I don't have this illusion that this stuff is going to stick around and be radically changed, for the next 15 years or something.
Yeah, I mean, after the quote came out, I was okay with just starting fresh Division 2, because
Right.
what that means is we're going to get to leave New York. We're going to get to see a lot of other cool stuff and maybe continue the story or hear other stories. And so, I mean, I love the story and the Division. I thought it was great. I really liked it. I wanted to see what happened. And so I'm glad I'm coming back into it. And so speaking of, these new locations, there's been some rumors saying Japan, other thoughts and other places, locations. I mean, what do you guys think? Remy, what do you think? You think we're going to see Japan? You think it's going to be New York still?
Yes.
Why?
The other good thought was Chicago. We talked about that on the last Bombshell
Oh,
Jackets, because they have all the assets from Watch Dogs, presumably.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
It's true.
that is one of the 2 places I think it's going to go. And if they actually like open up New York, they're going to open up all of New York, like
Good.
city.
Yeah.
So that would be interesting.
Okay, so if that were to happen, they could keep the stuff from Division 1.
Yep. And that would be a pretty good transition. Like, I mean, we have to kind of look at it from like, we've seen a lot of sequels over the years, many looters over the years. As far as Diablo went, the first one was pretty self-contained, and then Diablo 2 came out and expanded on that world with like, here's New Tristram, enjoy, everything's going to be great. And, we have to keep in mind that was like I think Diablo 1 and Diablo 2 have like 2 or 3 years apart. So like I was sort of thinking about it, and I'm like, I'm not really upset about it, but I think it's going to stay in New York though.
Yeah. I mean, if it stays there, I definitely want to see more of it opened up. I mean, even though like when I look at my map now and I'm like, holy crap, I have so much stuff there. I would like to see a few, or at least see a different season, like, because all you have is snow right now, right? So, like, show me maybe it's spring now and you're going to this side of New York that you couldn't get to. I don't know.
Totally. Reuse the stuff, take out the snow, man. Give me a new season, because that's a lot of damn New York that they have there that they worked on really hard, I'm sure. And what the guy said in the interview was, we don't want to make new stuff yet. Let's use this as much as possible, and I agree. But put a little twist.
Sure.
Little twist.
I mean, I kind of think a further away locale would make a little bit of sense, just because. I mean, I'd like to see it still stay in New York. Just as Remy said, it would be a good transition. But at the same time, New York's kind of on it with a cure, or in transition to a cure, if you will. A little bit too quick, truthfully, for something that epidemic.
Yeah, they think, yeah.
But if they went out of the country, that's a whole new ballgame.
And then it kind of turns into the whole I Am Legend thing. We have the cure, and it's like, all right, I don't know if I want to relive that again.
Right.
Is there a sanctuary city that looks like Mad Max set up camp there? And
Snake, man.
bones everywhere? Like,
Snake.
I'm just kind of worried that we don't know what happened to Aaron Keener. And granted, Dr. Jessica, quote unquote, 16 Candles, found a cure. It just it's going to take a while to be synthesized, and there's a lot of things that could go on after that. Like people could raid the base of operations, and there could be a firefight there, and but I would like to see it in New York mainly because Tinks is not a New Yorker. I am. I'm from New York, born and bred and grown and all that stuff. Upstate mostly, but I went to the city for a lot of work back and forth. And she actually led me around in the city because that's how accurate the map is. And it's crazy to think about it. Because we found the base of operations immediately, sat down, got some pizza, and hung out,
That's so cool.
that's funny.
Yeah.
It's our first date.
So how you liking not being in New York, though?
Wow. So I'm between the two still. So
Okay.
yeah, it
sounded
shock.
like you said like you were no longer there, so that's why I was curious.
I'm currently not in New York, so yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's culture shock in California, especially the Valley area.
And the weather?
Weather, yup. There's tacos everywhere, which is great, by the way. Like, if you're a taco fan, tacos. But yeah, it's pretty different for me, because I'm like one of probably 3 red-haired, blue-eyed people in this entire area.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Lots of sunburns.
Yeah, a lot of sunburns for me.
Oh, yeah.
I originally came out during a heat wave, and it was like 115 degrees, and I'm like,
Screw
I'm going to
that.
be fine because I've dealt with humidity all my life. This is just really humid. And then after 3 weeks of that crap, I was like, no, this isn't like humidity at all.
So back at it. Sorry, I detracted us there for a second.
No, that's all right.
We know for sure we're going to see something at E3. And so what are you guys hoping for? What are you dreaming for that we see at E3? What's some of the things, if you had a list that you said, okay, here's the things I want on the Division 2, what would it be?
I can field this one real quick.
Yeah.
1, all the modes that you've already seen in the game, we're keeping. You don't have to wait
Yes.
for those to come back out.
Yes.
2, there will be new modes that we'll be adding, including more different PvP. 3, hope you like that PvE Dark Zone that everyone's been complaining about forever, because now you can have one of those too. 4, more Destructive Underground. Oh man, it's Underground, but more Underground, so it'd be more Undergrounder, the sequel. And
More underground.
5, anything I tell them to. Like, that's really the 5 things. Like,
There you go.
they don't listen to me, but
Open-ended genie wish.
Yeah.
the big genie wish for me is that we actually get some closure with Keener. That story is
Yeah.
so
Okay.
good. Like, at the end where you're just like, hey, you can either join me. And there's literally a picture of him, Idle Fox, the cosplayer. I don't know if you guys know him. He's on my show a lot, but he's from Denmark, and he does this picture where it's just blurry, and it looks like Aaron Keener holding out his hand, and he's like, come with me if you want to find out the truth. And it's like, damn, I hope they incorporate that. That'd be cool.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he says some crap about, your actions in the dark zone will determine, and it's like, okay, so if I go and be a dickbag, are you going to come recruit me? Are my kills in the dark zone going to have anything to do with the story later on, or is this kind of just a neat cliffhangery ending?
Nah, you just wake up with a note on you that says "We know" and a black handprint.
It says thanks, and you have a scar on your abdomen.
All of a sudden, you spawn a blood horse. Yeah.
What about you, Dirty?
Dude, everything Remy said,
Yeah.
Fuck. I want so much. I'm one of those people that bitches about the fucking PvE Dark Zone. I want that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I do not want to just walk in there and get ambushed by tons of assholes for whatever reason. Just feel like griefing people. I just walked in. I don't have loot. Fuck off.
And we're talking about other players included, so potentially co-op or just solo. A PvE Dark Zone.
I mean, like, they're talking about it on social media right now. I think somebody was talking to Deep Fried Dave, and they're like, could you imagine a 24-person Dark Zone where we're all just taking selfies, and it's like Watch Dogs 2? Just everybody's like...
Game was disappointing.
Yeah.
I think of it more, you go into a Destiny patrol, right? You're not going to be shooting other people, but damn, there's some passo aggro shit going on, right? Like someone's still stealing that captain before you can get there. So there's a little assault, but friendly enough. So you'd be okay with hopping into the Dark Zone with some other players as long as they couldn't just punk your ass and take your shit?
I would love, I don't know, maybe it's this way. I haven't been in the Dark Zone since back in the very beginning. Maybe it's this way now. I don't know. Remy can tell me, but I would love if they would at least set certain caps or levels that you jump into
There's
where
brackets.
you can't move back and forth. Like if your gear level is here, you're in this bracket,
I don't know if I like that.
I would say though, you can change that by changing up your gear to get into a different, like if you have some friends you want to help out in the Dark Zone, yeah, you can do it, but you're going to have to use gear that's leveled for that particular set, whatever it would be. Because that's the thing that irritated me is that I could go in the Dark Zone, get a drop on this guy. They continually refresh their health because they just have better gear than me. And then I get screwed, That's what burned me so much. So what I want to see is how are they gonna manage the Dark Zone now? How's it gonna look? How are they gonna make it for casuals like myself that also sometimes like to get a little competitive, and get us to where we'll enjoy the Dark Zone as well?
The solution for that is go play Overwatch. But no,
Which I
seriously though, like I like what you're saying. I don't think that I think the brackets the way they are like need different level caps. Like I think there should be like a 5 to 10 and 11 to 15 and 16 to 20, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, I think that should be for the whole Dark Zone, not necessarily the way it is now. Like I think it's like 1 to 15. There's like a Dark Zone, and then it's like 16 to 29, and then there's only 30 at that point. So it's like a bad like 18 plus only call line, and it's okay. But the thing with the Dark Zone is all you need is one person that knows the route, and it really doesn't matter if you get attacked or not. Like I mean, it's literally a loot pinata. It's crazy. It was like Tinksgiving in there one day, and I say Tinksgiving because Tink's got like I think 3 complete classified sets, and she was super happy.
Oh
so,
my gosh, yeah.
Like I mean, granted, we're all gear sharing or whatever, but it's interesting to see the way it is now. Like I'm sure they're gonna come up with tweaks and ideas for it. I'm just not sure where they're gonna go with it if they do a PvE Dark Zone, because that would seem like I'm super cash right now. I actually went back to playing on PS4 because we do this thing where we play in the same room, and I'm like, yeah, screw it. I want to recline in the chair and play at the same time. And
Yeah.
it feels good, man. Because she plays on the Acer 28-inch Predator monitor, and I just play on the TV because the sync stuff doesn't bother me as much as it does her. And I play defense, so I just have a shield up anyway. I'm like, yeah, pew, 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 shield, pew, pew. And that's pretty much my entire purpose. But, yeah, if you know the route, it's really efficient to get a lot of gear sets and div tech and everything all at once. And, that's the unfortunate thing about it, too, because they need to do that with, like, Resistance or other game modes, or find a way to do it. Like, even Survival, like, really needs a big pick-me-up right now. And I'm hoping that the next Survival incarnation is going to be fantastical because there's a lot of potential.
Yeah. I'm interested to see what they're going to do, man. Like, I want a reason to go into the Dark Zone and just, because, sometimes I do like grief people too. So I just want to see how that would be balanced out, from people that play a lot and can just own people for those like myself that'll come in and out of the game because I have gamer ADHD. So.
No. You?
No, not at all, man.
Squirrel!
Not at all.
Ladies and gentlemen, for a theatrical recall of what Mulehorn's like when different video games come out. Oh my god, guys, hey, it's me, Wade, aka Mulehorn117. Mass Effect Andromeda is coming out, and I'm all about that AI. It's that Andromeda Initiative, guys. Let's get it. Oh my god, Breath of the Wild, I'm here.
That is perfect, actually.
It's a perpetual "my body is ready" gif.
Yeah, man. I can't help
Exactly.
it. I like bitchy games.
Every time there's a new game, I always picture Wade like trying to do that Riker pose with like the close-ups, like smile, but he's holding the game up at the same time. Like that's really what it is.
Man, where's Renderman 09 when you need him?
No, right? He's always there for the memes. So, yeah. Well, cool, man. It's good to get your thoughts. Any other thoughts before we move into our next segment for Ask Analog? Well,
I think there's a lot of potential right now, especially with the year 3 stuff that they're offering for Division 1. So, I mean, there's still a reason to play the game, which is great. And it's a lot more robust than it currently was. You know, when you make changes and like little tweaks, you have to kind of remember that we're not really armchair developers. We have to really look at what they're doing and say, you know, is this realistic? Is this not realistic? And yeah, we all kind of fall into that rage gate that we end up in when we get annoyed with something. But
Oh yeah.
the good thing is that there's this thing called State of the Game, where if you're really interested in what's going on, like you can just go to twitch.tv/the Division Game and see all their previous broadcasts, and they're literally telling you what's going on. So, you know, you don't have to sit there and guess so much all the time, unless you do a podcast where you have to guess because your girlfriend won't tell you what's going on.
I just ask you.
Yeah, you should. I have decent ideas sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, like give me the insider information, man.
Here's the insider information. There's going to be a Division 2 and I'll be at A3.
What? My mind is blown.
See? We're good.
Cool. Well, cool. Well, Circuit, did you get to chime in with what you were hoping? I think I
And
skipped
they
over you.
basically listed all of my my concerns. You know, I think a high risk, high reward area like the Dark Zone is a great idea, but forcing a PvP, I wouldn't mind a flag or opt-in system even. I don't know if it needs to be a separate area, but I'd be down for that too.
Yeah.
And like everybody else in chat said, and like I said last week, throne drone, tablet drone, I still think it's an awesome idea. Obviously something was wrong with it. I'm not going to be crying about it if it doesn't show up later, but damn, what a way to start a press conference if they did that, right?
Oh, that'd be fun.
That'd be interesting. You know what the other thing I did think of? You know how in Diablo 3 there's like random names for the mobs that you know are like the Rift Guardians that you know are like bosses from the game just reskinned and renamed?
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for them to do like the fake Joe Farrow where it's faux Jero, and it's still not in the game, and I really need that in there. So if you're from Massive and listening to this, like how many more podcasts do I have to go on and talk about faux freaking Jero? Like, it's brilliant. Like, it looks like Joe Farrow. It talks like Joe Farrow. It's just faux Jero.
Oh my god, I'm gonna take that for a D&D character now.
Oh, that's great, man. I love that.
Yeah.
The Division 2 zombies.
If they add more, like, Roy Benitez saying thanks for that, like, randomly. Have you guys noticed how polite Roy Benitez is? Like, it's like, we saved your guide. He's like, thanks for that. It's like, yeah. Man, appreciative.
I mean, manners didn't have to go out of the window just because the world's ending, right?
Yeah, it's like, we don't need any more Paul Rhodes. We got Roy Benitez. He's so polite
Exactly.
and wholesome.
He is a man of the people.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, guys, we're moving into our next segment here, which is Shots Fired. We'll ask you guys in our official Discord, Twitter, Facebook, wherever you can find us, to ask us questions or send us comments with using hashtag AskAnalog. So let's just jump into it. And the first one we get here is, and most of these are for you, Remy. Some of them are pointed directly at you. So some of these are just more general. But Johnny Cage 85, he says, not trying to sound salty, but what lessons could Massive making Division 2 learn from the mistakes that Bungie made when launching Destiny 2? Hashtag AskAnalog.
I have friends at Bungie, so I don't really want to sound like a jerk.
Fair enough.
Don't gate it. Like, there's stuff that exists in the other universe already. Like, if you're going to gate it, at least let people know that you're going to gate it. It's kind of important at this point because there was such an outcry in Destiny 2 over everything that was missing from Destiny 1. Like, even for me, I'm like, that's not in there. Sparrow Racing League's not in there. And,
Right.
I'm probably, like, one of 5 people who like Sparrow Racing League. But You listen to that Daft Punk 2007 Alive album while Sparrow Racing League's going on.
There
It's
you go.
great. But yeah, no, I think as long as there are incarnations of modes that are already in the game, in the new game, and they add different maps and stuff, like as part of like content updates, I would be 100% comfortable with that. Like I've always wanted a different survival map, like, or something else going on with it. But, um, you know, I,
Yeah.
I really like Destiny. I like the premise of Destiny. I think Destiny has really long legs it can stand on. It's just right now it's like it rolled a critical one and it's prone and it's waiting to get up for its action turn. And once that action turn happens, it has a lot of potential. But I think Division learned a lot from what's going on with other developers and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
Massive is a very interesting culture and company to follow along with, I guess.
Yeah.
So anyway, I played more hours of Destiny than a human being probably should have. And I'm not making fun of Bungie. I'm not saying they did bad.
No,
I'm just
keeping it real, man.
There's a lot that wasn't there that should have been there, and it was a bad judgment call. And I don't know about politics there. So
I agree, man. I mean, I like for me, the big thing was no custom games. Like, I had a crap load of fun in D1 custom games with just our bros just griefing each other and having fun.
Yeah.
And I hope we have some of those things in the Division 2 where, like, hey, if I want to go back to something from the Division 1, I can do that. And if they're doing kind of like we were saying, where they're still in New York, I mean, I think that there's a lot of potential for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, they have an agent versus an agent mode, and that took a very long time to come out. It should have really released probably sooner than just the Dark Zone as a sole PvP mode. But they got to keep that in Division 2. It's really important because there will be players that will start Twitter SJW crap going on, and it's just I don't even know what to call a video game social justice warrior at this point. But I'm gonna say armchair developer, and there'll be a lot of armchair developers wondering why it's not there, and I totally wouldn't disagree at that point. When I didn't see private matches in Destiny 2, I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah. The sideways look.
They can only throw that curveball that we didn't have enough time to do all this stuff yet, but we totally plan on it. But we still wanted to get your money and release the game before it was done.
yeah, and I think that's kind of a problem with games as a service too, which is a whole different 20-minute conversation that we can have where you got to do it right and you got to do what you can. But
Yeah.
This podcast is 2 years of that conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know. Through the history, it's been like Dirty really trying to keep his calm about what's going on, and like that man is a Rage Against the Machine song. He's just calm as a bomb. But yeah, it's very interesting to watch like the conversations kind of shift, and it's kind of interesting to see a lot of like I give a lot of props to the Destiny podcasts that are still out there, and I got some props from some of those guys when I was like doing Division. It's like, why'd you switch teams? And it's like, because I have a feeling that this game's going to be a lot bigger than anyone gives it credit for, and I just happily right. So
Looky here.
Well, and it helps if the game doesn't absolutely piss you off all the time.
yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, I have my moments where I'm still playing Warframe or Diablo 3 like every season for the first 2 weeks straight. But, I still go back and play Division, especially when there's a global event. They're doing a whole month of them right now. So you got a calendar. You got 2 more global events this month, I think. Or no,
This month?
1 more. Yep. They're doing global events every week this month.
Wow.
So
I need to get on that then.
I missed the last one just because I was doing the Origins DLC, but
I don't blame you. I was watching Tinks play that game, and like it looks super pretty on the computer. Like we have,
I'm sure it is.
Our graphics card isn't like a Nvidia or anything. It's actually a Radeon, and it still looks super duper pretty.
Yeah. Even on the OG Xbox, it looks amazing.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. No, I noticed that too. I was
Yeah.
watching some streamer play it, and I'm like, cool. Well, I gotta poop, so I might as well watch this for a couple minutes.
Yeah. So moving on to our next shots fired here, we have Cobalt Cam, and he says, a man tells you, if you lie to me, I will kill you with a sword. If you tell me the truth, I will kill you with a spell. What do you say to stay alive? Hashtag Ask Inlock.
All really depends on what your charisma modifier is.
Good answer.
I would tell him happily that I am a level 11 half-elven ranger illusionist, and he should go elsewhere.
Move along.
So you offer the truth, which means he may try to kill you with a spell, but might fail.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, 8th level sorcerer bard with double proficiency in fucking persuasion and performance. So I mean, bring it on.
I play a cleric who worships Timora in a game, and the goddess of luck, and I play him as if he is a Las Vegas entertainer. And so I would probably find some way to charisma the shit out of that. But...
I'm a D&D noob, so I have no idea.
you are.
I'd probably just go,
Without the charisma modifier, I'd say, what sword and what spell are we talking about here? How painful is this going to be?
While the D&D related answers are good, I don't think it's a D&D question necessarily.
But I think it is because he also plays D&D.
Okay, could be. But I think I can trump it and just reply, okay.
Okay.
Because I'm not offering him truth or a lie, it's acknowledgement, and if I shut the hell up, I'll be fine.
Yeah, or just say nothing.
Just find that happy little gray area and live for a little bit longer.
Well, he says, what do you say to stay alive? So I think, to be fair, we have to answer with something that is uttered.
Yeah.
You crazily say, hey, I've lost my repent, the end is nigh sign. Can I go find that first?
All right, so moving along, we got a couple here from our bro, Thaddeus Prime, primiest of primes. And he says, how hyped are you guys for Avengers Infinity War? And who do you think may be killed off, if any? Hashtag Ask Analog.
Not terribly, honestly.
Dude, I got
I'm kind of
goosebumps on the
excited
trailer.
for it.
Yeah.
I think it looks
I haven't really been keeping up with it. That's just it's not that I don't want to see it. I'll go see it if I feel like seeing it. But that's if I feel like seeing it. Because I know it's going to be on Netflix in a month anyway.
Infinity War?
Yeah.
That's the actual movie.
Yeah. So
It won't be on Netflix in a month.
well,
Yeah, well-
probably not a month, but
2 months, whatever. I can wait 2 months.
Eventually.
I can wait 2 months to see it for free.
Yeah. I'm really hyped, bro. And I'm really concerned with how it's going to shake down. If it's going to be like the comics
yeah.
and everyone's going to die. And you're going to use the soul gem to, bring everyone back. Or I'm really interested to see how it's going to go. So
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing if they're going to reset the cast, because at some point these people are going to be too old for the parts they're playing, or they have to progress the story to where their replacements, the younger crowds start to come in, or everyone dies and that's that, right? I
Yeah.
mean, I'm sure no one wants to just throw away Marvel. Absolutely not.
You know,
But how, like you said, how does it shake down?
yeah, and as Underdog brought up, he said he has a feeling Cap's going to die, but I know there's some theories out there that Disney and Marvel actually want to end it the way they started with Iron Man, and some are saying that he's probably going to be the one to
Yeah.
get it. So
He, I believe, is the eldest, right? Out of the bunch?
Yep.
And the handsomest.
And yes, he is.
Amen, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think if you've thrown, how many hours of your life at Marvel movies, you should watch how this ends.
Yep. Yeah.
And I hope none of the Guardians of the Galaxy die, because I just want more Guardians of the Galaxy movies to come out.
That's
I
true.
mean, if Star-Lord dies, isn't Adam Warlock at one point like leader of the Guardians of the Galaxy?
He is
would
on
not
and off.
know.
Yeah.
Is he even in the movie? I haven't been keeping up.
He was at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy 2. They showed
Yeah,
him
I
in the
haven't
after
seen that
scenes.
yet, so.
Okay. Well, I spoiled the after scene for you, but there you go.
Cool. No, that's fine.
Yeah. So the next one Prime has for us here, he said, what is your go-to St. Patrick's Day beverage, and how extra Irish were you by the end of the night?
Pretty German on average, honestly.
Yeah.
I was asleep pretty early because I was tired, and I don't drink. So, well, that not a lot. I drink, just not. It's St. Patty's Day. Oh, okay. I'm gonna go play a video game. I don't care.
Yeah. Well, for me, being part Irish, I mean, I can't get more Irish than REM. So I'm a
Try
pasty
harder.
white guy.
Tell me more.
As I look across at your flowing red beard.
Enjoyed the pasty guys today. Would you like to know more?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm always super Irish, so I don't need to be more Irish than I already am. It's like setting off a bomb. But yeah, no, I mean, it was actually, we had a really relaxing night. We didn't even go out and get a drink. We had a drink at the house, but the night previous, I had to go meet her bestie's new boyfriend, so it was weird for me because I hate meeting new people.
Third wheel.
I mean, we played Jackbox Party Pack, so that's all right. But yeah, no, I mean, I was fine. I didn't eat anything ceremonially Irish or Irish American related, like corned beef, which I probably should have, because corned beef is so
That's
good.
good. Yeah.
It's good.
That's good.
Really wanted to do some like beer and bratwurst or something, but it's not Irish at all. But that was really what I wanted.
Yeah, they eat sausages there. That'd be fine.
What I usually drink though on St. Patrick's Day is a lot of Smittix and a lot of Jameson, some car bombs once in a while.
Yeah.
But you always avoid garlic parm wings. And let me tell you a story real quick. Cecil Xavier, host of the Games, Nerds, and Alcohol podcast found on NinjaPancake.com, shameless product plug. Him and I used to live in the same apartment building like way back in the day, and we ran up a $190 bar tab on St. Patrick's Day, and he ended up ordering garlic parm wings so we could get something inside of us that quickly came out of me, and I will never do it again.
It scarred you for life.
Yeah, I'll never eat a garlic parm wing. Actually, I can't smell them either. It
Man.
It activates some evil inside of me, and just can't do it, man.
I'm like that with Big Red.
Oh, yeah.
The soda?
Yeah, I
thought you
can't.
meant
I
the
can't
gum.
smell it or even drink it. I'll throw up.
I've tried it recently because that's like more of an out here thing than it is where I'm from. So it's
Yeah.
it tastes like a bubblegum and cough syrup had a child.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I drink
think
like
they call it strawberry, but how dare they?
Yeah, and it's when I was a kid, I ate like 8 hot dogs and drank half of a 2-liter, so that didn't set well. So from then
I
on
can see
out, it just didn't work. So this next one here is specifically for you, Remy, and he says, "We all know you are a coffee lover, so I have to ask, what is your favorite blend, and how do you take it? Oh, and looking forward to seeing that beautiful beard on stream."
Here you are, Thaddeus.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I glorious. Thank you, Thaddeus. Yeah, so I actually drink Death Wish coffee, but I drink it black.
Ooh.
It's really the only way to drink Death Wish coffee. And really, it's like when Zenyatta has a super up and he's like, experience tranquility. That's kind of what it is for me, except it's experience caffeination. And I don't want to delete it.
Yeah.
At work, I generally drink the Donut Shop coffee from Green Mountain, a fine product of the state of Vermont. Thank you, Vermont. And at home, I generally drink like a breakfast blend with Tanks. I usually drink it black, but sometimes we get that the fat-free creamer.
Yeah.
That's all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's cool, man. I may have to try that out. I definitely cannot drink it black, though. That would kill me.
Death Wish?
Yeah.
What you do is you build up a tolerance to really delicious coffee, and not to product place, but drink enough of these in your life, and caffeine's not even an issue, friend.
Yeah,
Preaching to the choir.
recently brag about my capacity for sedatives, but in reality, it's caffeine that spends most of its time whizzing around my system. Coffee all day long, coffee right now.
Yep.
And yeah, that'll set you up for success. You don't want to shock your system with something like that, but try black coffee with a little pinch of salt.
Interesting. Huh. Salt in your coffee.
Just a pinch.
Does it just neutralize the bite? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it can help with the bitter.
Okay.
Oh, I'll have to try that then.
Death Wish is very good though. I think Khan, who you guys know pretty well, he drinks the Valhalla Java version of them.
Nice.
Valhalla Java. I gotta check the company out.
Their office was actually like 15 minutes from my old office in New York, so like I know a couple of those guys, which is kind of interesting. But
yeah. So moving along, we get our next Ask Analog here, and it's from our bro Carpe Adam, and he's talking about a issue that Mikey Barra had, and he tweeted out about. But he says Twitter, Twitch, Mixer are all infested with bots and alt accounts trying to win giveaways and redeem code drops. What, if anything, can game developers, Microsoft streamers, community managers do about this alt account bot epidemic?
Damn.
Yeah.
I don't know. Seems to me the only way would be to have a verified purchase on someone's account, which sucks. But at the same time, I mean, how
Yeah.
do you do that? Because a guy could man 50 bots or a lot of bots, countless, and then if you have a human interaction later on, like a DM, he can handle that, or he or she could handle that still, even if the entering was managed by something automated.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, unless it's one of those captures where you have to identify cars on the streets, because that one seems to always fool me. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that one had a car on the street, Google. Why are you doing this to me?
It should be if you fail at your human, because that's what happens.
Yeah.
Mm.
Man, I don't know how you can do that. And Carpe, I did watch that video where just some random bot snipes him out of a car in PUBG, and his car blows up. I don't know how you fix that, man, other than just reporting them and hoping the developers will completely can them. You know.
Wait, he's talking about an aimbot being used in PUBG?
So the video that Mikey Barrow tweeted out was like him in a car driving in PUBG, and there's this guy that with a sniper that like snipes through the trees and hits his car and kills him and blows it up with one shot. So, yeah, I don't know
Okay.
how you stop that other than just reporting them and letting them be canned. You know.
Well, honestly, that's behind the devs, and I think we've seen other games suffer if cheating or other things like that become very prevalent.
Division.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I can't
So-
tell you how many people I've reported for aimbot in that game, and I just don't even give a fuck.
Yeah.
That's why I mostly play PUBG on Xbox, because I have ran into just maybe like 2 or 3 on PC playing PUBG that are just flat out like, yeah, that's that. No. Yeah. So one of them was actually in a tournament where you can watch a death cam, and I'm running, and they literally aim probably a good 3 feet behind me and headshot me with one shot when I have like a level 3 helmet on. And I'm like, you weren't even aimed at my head, but
Wow.
okay. So, yeah.
That's why I don't play PUBG. I played Battle Royale when it was a Arma 3 mod. That was fun.
Yeah, and I gotta say, the one thing that I do like way better on Fortnite is way better optimized. Like, that game is so crisp compared to PUBG, so...
My 10-year-old downloaded it. I know because it said, "Dear Jacoby, thanks for purchasing Fortnite Battle Royale." I'm like, huh, what's Jacoby up to?
Here we go. Yeah. So our last two here of our shots fired. Then we'll open it up to you guys in the stream if you have any Ask Analog, and it's from our four finger foo. I think is actually how it was originally. Now it's woo, and he says, "How do you deal with really annoying older brothers?"
This must be Jason's brother.
It is. It's the Rayman's brother. So you know what I did? Because I'm the younger brother.
Yeah, I know what you did. You filled a can with rocks and threw it at his junk.
I did. I did. And you
Always a sock. You use a sock, Wade. It doesn't leave bruises.
you
Butter
just-
sock.
You just annoy the hell out of them. That's what you do. That's what I did. So,
Yeah, I don't have any older brothers. I had older sisters, which are, really easy to deal with and annoy themselves. So,
yeah.
That's true. All you have to do is just exist.
yes, sometimes.
I have 5 younger siblings, and I used to pit them against each other.
Okay, if you win this, you get this.
So, how did they deal with you? Did they?
I'm going to tell you this without any hint of malice in my voice, Alex. I was a fair and just God. No, I always had that expectation that I had to be the good one all the time, so I didn't really get to do much. I think weed was like really my only vice as a teenager that I got in trouble for, which is fine. I mean, it's legal almost everywhere now, so
Right.
haha, joke's on you, world.
Oh.
But yeah, no, I mean, I basically kept to myself, and I read a lot of books. I read a shitload of Isaac Asimov and Kurt Vonnegut and Philip K. Dick, like basically like the godfathers of science fiction. So that was when I was grounded for the weed. But I was pretty good outside of that. Like I used to play like Mario Kart with my sister and my brother a lot. So
Yeah. So this one here, before we open it up to a question we got from stream, and it's Darth Loki. He says, "Why does Tink stink?"
it's because she wears probably some of the best smelling perfume on the planet. And you know this, Loki, because I've slept on your futon. So also, I don't want to tell you other things that may have happened on. No, I'm just kidding. We're polite house guests, thank you. But no, she smells very good. The Tink Stinks thing is a reference to my favorite troll and also my sometimes sword and shield Bishek 43, who says a lot of things that I can't, which he's a really good kid. But except when he trolls. But yeah, he started that hashtag Tink Stinks movement, I'm pretty sure.
That's funny. Yeah, I was a little lost on that. I was like, okay, I'll just ask. You never know.
Yeah, it's spelled Stinkkkz. That's the joke. Whereas Tink Stinks.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. All right, so we got one question here from our Mixer broadcast. That's from our bro Underdog10. He says, if you had to pick up one game to play every day for the rest of your life, what would it be? Hashtag Ask Analog. Woo.
It's almost worse than none, really.
I mean, that's such a loaded question. I don't know, man. One game for the rest of my life. It would have to be something that I could play multiple times and have multiple different outcomes. And the only game off the top of my head I can think of like that would satisfy my multiplayer addiction and my single player need would be Mass Effect 3.
You know, that Sega Genesis comp coming out pretty soon might be a good answer.
Ooh. Yeah.
You get 50 games. Now, given that probably 26 of them are shit, but,
Are you ready to play Phantasy Star 2 for the rest of your life? Welcome to the Genesis collection.
You want Sonic 2 and 3, but you'll never know what happens in Sonic and Knuckles?
Yeah.
That's right. Are you ready for Toe Jam and Earl, the experience that you weren't ready for in the first place?
Yeah.
It prepared me for Earthworm Jim.
It did.
Yeah. What would you pick, Dirty?
It'd have to be between either Diablo 3 or Witcher 3.
Good
I'm
choices.
not really sure which.
Yeah.
I mean, you can only get so many endings in Witcher 3, and granted, most of the stuff that I've done has all resulted in the same outcome, so I'm not really even sure how to fix that, truthfully. So, just trying to screw stuff up or save that one in particular person that I killed the other time before might just be enough of a change of pace. Otherwise, D3 is D3.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Remy?
It's kind of a toss-up. Like, I mean, there are 3 games that, like, encompassed who I was as a gamer when I was a teenager. So it's either going to be Neverwinter Nights, which is fantastic.
That's a good one.
And probably Planescape Torment, and then Diablo 2. One of those 3. I could probably play any of those games until I got blue in the face, and I wouldn't care.
Just forever.
I bet there's a Baldur's Gate and Neverwinter box set out there that would qualify, something like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Especially you could hear that one guy who thought he had like the squirrel that was an alien, and he's like, "Yes, my friend. You point, I punch."
Minsk.
So, yeah, him.
Yeah.
God, he was great.
Minsk and Boo.
Minsk.
I would dig that on the Switch too. Like, I wish that was on the Switch, so I could just be like,
Dude, I would-
"Bob, boop, beep."
Yeah.
Yes.
There's so many games I think that would be perfect for the Switch, especially when you're just traveling around, So.
Yeah, no, I think I have like a vast Steam library of like over 100 games that any of those games I probably would play except for like the 3 I bought for my kid. But it's tough. I mean, I have a lot of fondness for like D&D based RPGs back in the day. Like even like Summoner, the original Summoner, where they did that goof at the end where they were all characters in a D&D game, and like the boss of the game's like, "Where's the Mountain Dew?" Like, that's a treat. But yeah, even Summoner 2 was all right, even though it was kind of more actiony. But yeah, all those RPGs from back in the day are great, like Final Fantasy 6 and shit like that. So
Yeah.
it's really tough. But Diablo 2, I can definitely play for hours and hours and hours and die like a Korean cafe gamer at that point, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Well, awesome, guys. Well, Remy, tell everyone where they can find you, the podcast, Ninja Pancake. Give us your spiel, man.
I'm at Rempancy, Rempancy. It's on most platforms except for Xbox. There's a dude who's like squatting on it, so I'm Remesis there. It's like Remy, but Nemesis combined. I'm like your friend, but I hate you. So that's Remesis. But yeah, everywhere else I'm pretty much Rempancy. And Ninja Pancake is a site that I've been curating for almost 4 years now. I think it's about 4 years. So there's a lot of great podcasts on there. We offer a pretty good look at kind of a lot of different gaming communities and insights, and we're kind of branching out into different stuff now. I'm doing a show with Tinks about The Bachelor, which is scary as hell. Yeah, I know, Dirty, but you're going to love this podcast name. Are you ready for this? It's called You'll Do. The subtitle is A Couple's Dark Descent into the World of The Bachelor.
Okay.
So that's going to be funny. We're almost done finishing the last edits on the entire series. So, but yeah, ninjapancake.com. Go visit it. Check out my boys over at Loot Shoot Lane. They're fantastic. They talk about Overwatch, Diablo, and Heroes of the Storm. And they're my clan, but they're like seriously like two of the most knowledgeable and funny gamers ever. And Tunes actually switched his job to where he went from operating heavy equipment on mountains in Canada and coal mines and a rescue worker to a 911 operator, because I guess he needed a less stressful job. Like, I don't know what's going on, but Loot Shoot Lane's like a really a fun gem on our network, and I usually recommend people that if they're into Blizzard stuff. So there's a hashtag Bring Back Warlock School. No, Scarecrow. I'll get yelled at again in 1-star reviews that I'll have to read on air again. I can't do it.
Yeah.
But no, thank you too for still being a part of our network. I know for a little while life kind of had me down, so I wasn't updating as frequently. But now updates are done on my lunch break.
We love you guys.
Yeah, you guys are fantastic. I love your podcast, and the intro still makes me sing that "You'll Never Know After You." I don't think it was intentional, but I love that song. So
Blame Circuit.
no, it's very, very catchy. So
Yeah. A lot of people don't know Circuit actually did all of that. Like, he's a very talented musician. So
Except for the voiceover.
yeah, we didn't do that. Yeah, a wizard. Some
That's a
may say.
mysterious voiceover ghost.
Yeah. Well, bro, thanks for being on, man. And I am pretty excited about the Division 2. So you got me actually getting back into the Division, and that's a big step forward. So I'm pretty excited about that, man.
Until something else catches your attention.
Yeah.
Hey, you know any good Division podcasts I should start listening to?
Oh gosh, you can listen to Bombshell Jackets, where me and Takes an Orenji Eero Sage, or whatever name I decide to give him every week. Orenji Eero Chair, Orenji Eero Life Coach, stuff like that. He's on. He's a great streamer too, if you're on Twitch. But he's very knowledgeable and very funny. We all have a good time to kind of daydream about the Division. So
Yeah.
it's pretty much straight up fire right now, and I hate using that term, but I'm going to be 37 in like 3 weeks, so or 2 weeks. But yeah, it's a really good time to get back into it. If you have any questions, we have a Discord called Bullets and Beers that we share with another Division podcast called Sit Rep Radio.
That's
so
awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Well, guys, thanks for listening and watching the podcast. And don't forget, as Remy said, to check out the other cool cats at ninjapancake.com. And if you would, like us on Facebook, leave us a review on iTunes. You can follow us all on Twitter. You got at Dirty Bombs, at Circuit 8, and all of us at Mulehorn Gaming. And remember, guys, when in doubt,
I miss Thaddeus doing really bad Overwatch characters. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to make gun noises. Pew, 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 pew. Maximum tacos.
Hashtag.
Hashtag emoji head, praying, hashtag blessed. Do I hit stop now?
oh, yeah. Yeah. Hey, and guys in the
Yeah, you're
stream,
good.
thanks for stopping by. Warpig, sorry, man. We were wrapping up right when you sent the raid, man. But I do appreciate it. Appreciate all you guys at the shed. So, well, let's find somebody else to give a little streamer love to. Let's see here. We got a few people on. Let's go.
Spy with my mule eye.
Let's go to our bro here. Right here. Not so famous TV. Let's go give him a little love and just put hashtag Mule Raid We're going to go see them and pass on the Mixer love. So, guys, just stay right here, and you'll be taken right over to the Not So Famous TV. Anyways, guys, appreciate it.